Hello there, and welcome to Corey Loses for our first Fall of the Republic 1.4 preview playthrough. And I guess this is our first Fall of the Republic or Thrawn's Revenge 1.4 preview playthrough. So there's a bunch of changes that have happened. We are going to be playing as the Republic on the Clone Wars small map. We will be getting to the known galaxy small, medium, and large map once we are playing as the Hutts. But even within these pre-existing maps, there's been a lot of changes. So there's some new ships to look at as the Republic. There's some government mechanic changes and a bunch of cool stuff to do. So we're going to get into it. And now, thanks to the last petroglyph patch, the official patch for the game, we are able to actually select our difficulty before going in game, which is already a fantastic change, because it does open up some possibilities for us when dealing with certain starting options. Kind of like how in From the Ground Up, rather, the size of the fleets that you're dealing with, they scale based on the difficulty level, so we can do some stuff like that. But let's see. We are into the map, and the changes for the pre-existing maps aren't huge, but there was some planet shifting that happened. Some of the positions were changed a bit, which necessitated certain changes to planet selection and also planet pathing. So we'll be seeing how that impacts things over the course of the playthrough. But Palpatine says recent events at Geonosis are bad. We're going to do other things about them. And I think he said some other stuff too. But let's see what we have here. See, look, the difficulty transferred over. It's fantastic. It's like the most basic thing you could hope for from a game, but it's still nice that it's there now. But one of the things that I do in these preview playthroughs, if you've been a long-time viewer, you'll know about the patron units, where people who are patrons on patreon.com, channel members here on YouTube, or Twitch subs over on the Twitch channel, they're able to name ships that I use in the playthrough. So these aren't things that make it into the final release. It's just a way for me to thank the people who support the channel and make it possible for me to have content creation like this as my full-time job. But I have done some changes to how that works as well. Normally the build bar would be full of all the different unit types, but I've actually made a plugin that when we build a unit, it'll tell us how many patrons are in that category, and then once it's actually built, it'll swap out for the unit and tell us which one it is. So we got Hunter's Blade in service, and it's right there. So it should make things a lot cleaner and make the experience that I get while playing a lot more similar to what you guys will get. So the UI especially will look a lot cleaner. But I do want an Acclimator Leveler, and this is the only one of those we're going to build because that's the only one we have in that category. Also going to get that Acclimator. But I want to make sure we have some of our economic structures building. You have no tax agency, Arcania. That. Anaxes. That. Okay, what's Coruscant got? We can double tax Coruscant, and we'll get even more money out of that. I'll probably need to... So I'm back on my intended computer, not my retired computer, for recording after the patch. We're going to see how that goes. But it will mean I need to work a little bit on some of the audio levels, so please bear with me on that if it's a little bit off right now. But let's see. Achilles, you don't have a mining facility, so let's get that as well. All right. So I think we can let that go. And I would really like to take Barlock first. So that's going to be our first job there. We'll have Locust Geen, and I want to take a Jedi with us, which looks like if Mace is the only one here, Mace is the one that's coming. I'm just going to grab a few of these other units. And I guess I can put you in orbit. Because we just want the... what's it called? We want the economic bonus from him. Which, you know what, I'm going to put you over on Kuat. But... there are a few new unit types, like I mentioned, that we're going to be looking at, and included, or for some of those, if you've played Thrawn's Revenge and you know the CSA's government mechanic, the ship market, that's a way that we can sort of add stuff to a roster without having them become an overpowering part of it. So the KDY ships, like the Tector, Secutor, Imperial class that you used to be able to get from going to Order 66 have been joined by a few other unit types, and those are available through some Kuat Drive Yard contracts. Early in the game right now, the options we have are the Procurator and the Praetor. We're going to be having a chance to have one of those added to the market every week. Chances are fairly high right now while we're testing the mechanics, but over the course of the game, that's also how we're going to get the Maelstrom, Second Detector, and Imperator. So Maelstrom and Procurator are the two new battlecruisers in that category. Because we want to be able to add units like this, but we don't want them to become an overwhelming part of the roster, and we want to make sure we're keeping the design for the factions cohesive, and that tends to be a good way to do it. But let's see. I'm going to take the Alderanian fleet over there as well, and I'm going to leave these guys there. Okay. So let's go into Barlock, which it'll probably be a fairly easy one for us to take. But it's nice to just have the one bordering planet. And I might actually turn on Cruel once we're out of this battle, assuming I remember. So we'll take some time to build up, let them build up a little bit. Alright, Hunter's Blades has entered the battle. So yeah, if I drop a patron unit in and forget to say the name, at least you'll always be able to see it. So let's put you in there, craft GPT, and then add our Talon. Okay, we don't have anything particularly tanky, so let's get Iron Hand of Camino in that position, and we are going to be going fairly heavy on the Axe. So let's put the Pelta support in, and we have another new unit, the Charger C-70s, because the LACs are not going to be buildable anymore.
Moving into positions immediately. As you wish, Commander. Understood.
Yeah, so the main issue with the units that have the names dropping up there is that it's considered the same text string. So it's less useful when there's multiple ships jumping in with pause because it'll overwrite itself.
We should clear the area. We should clear the area.
All right, let's get our bombers onto that. Like we should be more than okay getting these guys down. They don't really have the biggest fleet, but in the pre 64-bit patch, this battle would have been really lagging on this computer already. So I'm hopeful for my sake. It's not a thing that like everyone would see improvements from the 64-bit patch, but for me at least, the changes made with the mouse issue, like the refresh on that, significantly helped. And I'm sure there are a bunch of people where that's the case as well, like Charlie. Okay, that's the DH armies down, and we need some stuff that's not pure missiles shooting at these diamonds. But you know what's almost as valuable as a diamond is leaving a like or subscribing on the video. I have a dream of hitting 100,000 subscribers next year. It's not reasonable, not realistic, but it's still fun to click that button. Alright, the bombers are getting just absolutely swarmed by those fighters, so I need to send some support. And I mean, they're still getting in there. Alright, that diamond is getting away. Alright, let's drop that on him. Okay, and these fighters are probably coming at least partially from the C99 there.
Ready to commence.
So once that's down, okay, I'm gonna send you guys over to that. Yeah, at least now they aren't going to be getting any fighter reinforcements, or at least not many fighter reinforcements from anything. And if we can please just kill some of those vulture droids. We've got the main stations down. It's really just the shipyard and then we'll be able to get in and
Awaiting your orders, sir. Targeting
hopefully
at
take
maximum
Barlock without losing anyone. I don't think we lost any of our actual ships here. Alright, if you guys can get on over to that, and we'll get... See if we can get some of our CR-90s to actually get into that position. Okay, doesn't matter. Like, I couldn't jump them in much closer earlier on, because there was the station there, so that would have been just not great for them. Yeah, no losses, so that's good. But also, if you do want to, I forgot to mention this part, I think, if you do want to get a ship in the playthrough, a named ship like that, you can still do so. There's a link in the description of the Patreon post with the information on how that works. But let's see. What else do we want? I think getting a few more of the anti-fighter would be good. So let's get some chargers. There were 9. So we can just fill that up and we'll get a bunch of them.
You know better than to underestimate me.
Normally what I do is change some of the starting forces to the patron units, but I'm going to be working on the plugin a bit more to make it automatically swap some of those. So I just didn't do that yet. But it shouldn't matter too much. We'll just be building stuff up. So let's send in Mace. Oh, right. I needed to remember this. We're turning on Cruel. I'm going to enable Cruel. And I don't know if we want a default Legion. I think maybe we do want a default Legion. Let's go for the 187th.
Researching. Research complete.
So we'll just switch that over. Oh, we got Ukaga. There's a Storde. I don't know which one we were at now.
Research complete.
104th.
Research
And
complete.
327th. 187th is next.
Research
Right.
complete.
Well, how many options do we have? Do we have... Yeah, just the 7. So technically, the pop-up menu might be able to be used for that. I will have to talk to Phil about that. All right. Let's land on the planet and see how we do. One of the big questions I still have after the patch, the Petroglyph patch, is which, like, am I going to see more stability out of the game? Here we go. Got our default Legion set now. Send in Locust Keen, Mace. And what I also think we're going to do is, in the comments, I'll be asking for your guys' input on some of the command staff options. So we'll take a look at that maybe after this battle, and then let me know in the comments which things we're going to be using. But let's try to get up to this landing zone first. And there is a sensor node we can try to grab too, or a sensor array. All right, you guys come on over there. And can you run? Ooh, let's actually run them over there.
Yes, sir.
They can go be arcs that way. It might be better if I'd sent Mace the other way, but...
We've secured a landing zone.
Oh well. Okay, you guys just stay here and get that landing zone. Mace, run on it. Ooh, there's some stabs. Alright. Well, Geen's gonna be able to cover us taking this. If everyone else who's not Mace can hit that, that'd be good. Alright. We have AV mines on them, but oh, there's a V to A. Here. Just drop them and then run away. See if it'll chase you. Yeah, come on, come on. No, come on. A little bit closer. And I need you to move up. There we go. Okay, some of you exploded. I don't like how far you're moving up for this. I know I gave you something that approached in order to do that. So I told you to attack it. Okay, let's bring in an ATTE, and let's bring in some other support for you guys, because I don't need you to fully take the landing zone, or rather to fully move up, but I just need you to take the landing zone and hold it.
AT ready.
Which I think is going to involve a nice field base. So let's get a guerrilla field base.
Whoever you are well versed in the Jedi arts.
Yeah, if you can park up on that side.
Disagree in council.
Let's take cover on this. Where are you? Okay, no.
Proceeding to target.
What we're gonna need the.
I've seen you fight.
Oops.
The force runs strong.
But we have an open slot in our command staff.
You are an enemy of the Republic. The Jedi have enemies everywhere.
He was mean anyways. Okay, the Hailfires are always scary. So don't be over there.
This war may destroy the Jedi Order.
Well, we've only lost one unit. Let's see. I'm going to be able to do a bombing run.
My wing squad
on that.
reporting. Clear the area.
Okay, just get... You guys can get out of there. You guys get that. Mace, I suppose, is going to go for that. Ooh. Yeah, they had double AA turrets on that. That's very sad. Alright, I need you all to run away. The Hailfires are responsible for the deaths on the other side, and now they're just going to keep causing problems.
The galaxy.
Okay, take cover, and I think we're going to reinforce this side most heavily. Okay, I think we need to establish a base of operations here. Like, I was hoping to move up, build a repair thing, and then maybe in there, because I thought they'd move the MAF farther back, but... Oh well. I wasn't looking. Okay. That little droid squad can go. And then Mace can probably take the field base out. I'm going to try to move up again and hopefully not get murdered by a Hailfire.
The Republic will be restored.
Alright, now let's get those repairs. Alright, now we don't need the flying to happen. Let's get that. This is not the best side for these guys, because it is all AI turrets. And you guys are all I.
Your defenses are sloppy.
There we go. Well, we've got each side covered now, at least. Okay. With one of them being covered. Cool. Now, I think it actually makes most sense to focus on this one, because we can just get Mace to get to the other one, and he can shut it down for us.
I respect your views.
Right. Well, I just wanted to make sure that we had more possible slots. I think Ian is one of the general field staff, so it's... I'm really doing everyone a favor.
Master Qui-Gon was right.
Alright. Should just be the barracks. And then... Victory? We are victorious. Very epic.
Planetary control achieved.
Alright. And with Geen... So... Let's see. I guess the poll for this one for our. Let's actually take a look at our staff. Let's take a look at our staff. So we have open active sector army commander position. We have an open fleet officer position. No open Jedi positions right now. And Oswald's our only active officer. But I think we're going to focus on the fleet officer right now. So let me know in the comments whether you want Jace Dallin, Marissa Zinj, Erika Khan Baraka, Stinel Martz, or Jonah Grumby. So we'll decide those, and I think we'll also take a look at the... Where is Pelion? So there's something new here. I don't know if there's any available right now. But a new type of command staff thing where you can put some starfighter squads on some of your heroes. So we can either have Garvin Dreas or Rhys Dallows. I think I'm going to put Rhys Dallows on.
Enemy fleet approaching. Command.
Oh, it's in... Kularin, where they're coming from. Where is Autumn? Well, let's check Kularin first. Why can I never remember where some of the planets are? There it is. Right. Okay. Is that actually in the government mechanic list yet? To show where the fighters are? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh well. Alright. Kularin. Now I'm just worried. Okay, they've got to be coming from Mimban and Rusan. We have a shipyard, we have the level 3 station, no hypervelocity gun. Well, I'll just have to let it run and see. Oh, the sector commander as well. Oops. We can spend the $4,000 to open that. But I'll skip that. We'll just look at the sector commanders after this. Oh, that's coming from the Trade Federation. Or Techno Union, I think. No, Trade Federation. Okay. That's a lot though. I don't want them to attack with that much. Thanks, Cruel.
Ready for attack orders. At your command.
Okay, well let's try to get behind here.
Awaiting your orders,
And
What's our orders? Ready for attack orders.
if we can actually loop around a little bit.
As you wish, Commander. All
I
stations
think
ready.
the assault loadout acclimator being
Of course, Your
farther
Highness.
back here makes sense.
orders?
We'll have the Y-Wings over there. Alright, they're all coming in.
To commence.
Now let's try to knock that down.
Weapons on. Enemies incoming.
There's some fighters coming that way.
Ready you loud and clear. Awaiting your orders, sir. What's the order?
Okay, let's get those.
Missile destroyer reporting in. There will
And if you can use powered weapons on that, if we've got some other stuff that are hitting the other captor still.
ready for attack orders. Cannons charged. At your command.
Kinda moved these too far away. Like I'm definitely losing out on some of their early power.
Stations ready.
Okay.
Fast the enemy, my liege. Ready to commence. Missile
Let's get those engines. That's a good defense.
He's right behind me. We have a look.
You can still get some engines.
Awaiting your orders, sir.
Come on. No! I think we actually had a decent shot at defending that. Like, the dreadnoughts were still untouched. I'll take that.
Research complete.
Probably a bit too overzealous of a decree. Okay, but for our sector commanders, we can get Círdan, we can get Wessel, or we can get Hauser. So leave a comment letting me know which of each of those categories we want to get. What is the other fighter commander currently assigned to?
Research complete.
Dreas is... So we can add him to Baraka, Grumby, or Pelion. So Dreas, we'll actually just put on Pelion right now.
Researching.
And
Research
Dalos
complete.
needs Autumn, Dallin, Hauser, or Zinj. So if you want to take that into account with the
Researching.
fighter you choose, just to see.
Research complete.
So now Pelion, if we put Pelion in a battle, he is going to have a nice little
Into position.
ship for, or a nice little fighter hero for us. Because this was Autumn, Dallin, Hauser, or Zinj, and some of those options are available in the command bonuses right now. We'll probably switch our Jedi. I'm gonna try to choose our command staff episode by episode. But did we actually get a mission? I wasn't. Okay, Liberation, Argonar, and we'll get Vats. End by cycle 12. Well, first let's do a bit more looking around at our income situation.
Constructing.
What does not have anything? Do we even have any invincibles?
Unit in production.
I don't think we actually. I don't think anyone picked an invincible.
Cancelled.
They did not.
Unit
Okay.
canceled.
And we don't have anything that we've rolled for those yet. No, we're only on cycle 5. I was having some runs when I was testing some of the stuff where I got like a praetor every week. That's just how luck works. I mean, Kularin, we'll get money. It might be worth getting
Constructing.
Velocity Cannon.
Constructing.
Abu, get some mines. We'll get some
Building
income.
started.
Ariadu, get some
Beginning
income.
construction.
Geonosis, income.
Building under construction.
And the Golden 1 star base. Rothana, income. Yeah,
Construct.
okay. So Argonar is up somewhere. It's Agamar, not Argonar. I always think I know where stuff is, and then it just turns out I don't. Yeah, there's Argonar. We can get there from Azure, or we can go from Charos. But we'd have to take through Corda 6 first. And I think we might be able to do that with the fleet from Kuwat. So let's actually combine these guys, and I'm going to put you on defense up there. I think that makes it. I'm going to save, though, first. Rep 1. And yeah, so we'll just run through from Corda, try to get those. A Praetor has been added. We conquered Druckenwell. Anaxis, I did get tax at. Warlock, we need to get you. What's our infrastructure score? We're quite high on infrastructure. And with our upkeep, we're spending a bit, but as I build up more factories, that's going to drop our upkeep as well. So that'll be helpful. Azure, you are not worth getting one of those at, but we are going to get a heavy factory because that'll reduce our upkeep and also mean you're a decent construction facility. Okay. So Corda 6, that is a independent forces planet. Argonar is Confederacy. Is there anything else I want to move over, though? Well, we'll have Ozil with the army. So I'm going to move some of these over as well.
Personal transport deployed.
Okay. That should be fine. So yeah, you'll notice that we did change the colors for the factions as well. Independents are now using white, which used to be Ariado Authority's color in Thrawn's Revenge. Oh, great, that's a lot of stuff. We're going to not be taking this. But that, I think, is the Procurator. So before I use them, we'll get a nice look at a Procurator. But yeah, so the... to future-proof the mod for the factions that are going to be added, we needed to determine what every faction's color would be on the Galactic map, because there's only so many colors you can reasonably have that are distinguishable on the Galactic map. So the colors in Thrawn's Revenge and Fall of the Republic have changed. This is a nice little Procurator. Very epic. New battlecruiser class. You'll see them in... They're kind of old ships even by the Clone Wars. So you'll see them in Independent Forces a lot, but also on the ship market for some of the older stuff when you start the game. And then as you go through the game, the chances of the ships that are already in the ship market will adjust as well. But anyway, let's get these guys in. So we're going to want a lot of acclimators for this battle. I want you, and we also want Pelion. He's going to give us our stuff. There's 91st Plans, Ukaga, Palamine, Claw of Iron, Iron Hand of Camino.
Engaging drive thrusters. It's bearing set.
But yeah, so it's impossible to come up with a color scheme that will please everyone all the time. We've literally spent years talking about what the possibilities were and figuring out what would work, thinking about it from as many angles as possible, including accessibility. Okay, and now you can see we have Garvin Dreas as a fighter hero for us. So more customization in how you want your fighters to go. Because having them like freewheeling around the galaxy tends to have some issues, but now you can choose which heroes you want them to be tied to in a lot of cases. So more neat features there. But yeah, so Fall of the Republic hasn't changed that much for the faction colors. Thrawn's Revenge changed more, and again, I'm sure people will have various thoughts and opinions on that. But we're fairly solid in how we're keeping them. Fall of the Republic might change a little bit for the sub-factions compared to Thrawn's Revenge. But given the various considerations we had to have for it, we're pretty happy with what we've come up with. And yeah, we're unlikely to be adjusting it beyond that. Again, years of arguing over like every possibility of like, oh well, this faction has this color that suits it better, but also they're next to this other faction, they need to be distinguishable. How likely are two similar factions in color going to be next to each other? How can we make it so that different eras of the mods, especially in Thrawn's Revenge, aren't going to be like just red versus orange, considering there's like 5 different periods in Thrawn's Revenge in particular where there's different primary galactic powers compared to Fall of the Republic, where it's like always red versus blue, and we can be fairly confident that the CIS Republic and Hutts are going to be present and powerful. Hutts, like being the new 0.4 edition. But yeah, so our main thing was making sure things were as readable as possible, and to that end we might also be adding some of the faction symbols next to the planets in Thrawn's Revenge, like we have for Fall of the Republic. But yeah, hopefully it should be good for accessibility, good for readability, and good for having the map be aesthetically pleasing as well. Let's move our Dreadnought up there. I don't like how much fire Pelion was taking. Dreas is temporarily out of commission. Because yeah, the thing with the freewheeling fighter heroes is they are very likely to die compared to other units. So having them be regular units on the galaxy map kind of just discourages their use more than any other heroes. But like one of the other options was always like make them have a direct carrier unit that spawns them, but then that's not like, that doesn't always make sense necessarily. So this solution of being able to assign them to a different subset of hero ships is a neat way to accomplish it.
This is the captain. Vectoring to the enemy. Battle stations. Locked on target. Awaiting your orders, sir. Vectoring to the enemy. Thermal status.
Okay, there's a lot of anti-fighter in there though too. So let's try to save some of these. Pelion is getting his shields back at least.
We're depleting the separatist reinforcements. Readying weapons. We shall crush them.
And Alright, let's see if we can get you to the super transport.
Standing by.
The enemy is in full
I think we are going to lose that dreadnought.
Target site accessible.
But, I mean, it's all for the VATS.
approaching up ahead.
We need to focus fire while there's the fleet tenders. Because otherwise they're just going to heal up these little ships.
State your request.
And fleet tenders should actually be somewhat more effective on larger ships as well now. Petroglyph did fix a bug where they wouldn't heal hard points properly. It's not that like you can't replace a hard point once it's dead, but hard points which were damaged, the fleet tenders weren't healing in most situations, and that can be a significant chunk of health and survivability for a unit. Because some of the hard points are like hundreds of HP, so it can still be impactful. So like the non-hard pointed units are still the biggest impact with fleet tenders, but they're at least more helpful now with other stuff too. We do need to do some reevaluation of some of the fleet tender functionality. Like there's limited things you can do, but we do want to try to make some adjustments because they can be a little bit OP. But overall, things should function better now, at least.
Look to the skies. Got you on the comm.
Standing by. They will rue this day.
Good shooting, sir. We can't let them escape.
Okay, where?
Come on, you bastard. We're all set here, Commander.
Where do we want to send you?
Techno Union ships in the area. Good shot. This is Beta Squadron reporting in.
'Cause we just gotta power through that. Oh, there's also
In here. Locked on
this little guy over here. But we've got ourselves space over core to 6. We'll need to take the ground, but I want to make sure we get to Argonar. We lost 91st plans and Hunter's Blades. They have 3 possible lives, so they're coming back. And the Hutts are actually taking some planets. They took Charos, which is right there. So they're on their way towards Argonar as well. We might even take Argonar first. But that is going to do it for our first episode here today. Remember, leave in the comments your choice for our sector commanders and our other guys. And hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.